series Adolescence follows fictional 13-year-old Jamie, who's arrested for the murder of a teenage girl at his school. His family, therapists, and the detectives in charge are all left asking, what really happened? Adolescence is the third most watched Netflix series ever, more than 124 million viewers and counting. And it's ignited this new conversation about online misogyny and its impact on young men and inspiring new action. Take a look.
Dad, you're not reading what they're doing. It's a call to action by the Manosphere. 80% of women are attracted to 20% of men. You must trick them because you'll never get them in a normal way.
Scenes like this in Netflix Adolescence are spotlighting the dangers of the Manosphere going mainstream. According to the anti-hate organization, the Anti-Defamation League, the Manosphere is an online network aimed at men and boys, often promoting harmful, rigid expectations of men, extreme misogyny, and aggressive incel culture. Incels are men who identify as, quote, involuntary celibate and blame female empowerment for their lack of sexual experience, and as a result, boost hatred and sometimes even violence against women. One of the most significant core beliefs of the incel movement is red pilling, a slang term from the movie The Matrix, meaning one has accepted a counter and often fringe set of beliefs. At just 12 years old, Brian Campbell found himself becoming red-pilled in the Manosphere while innocently thinking he was just following influencers promoting self-development.
In 2020, social media and video games were my only form of interaction. All I see is these other men on TikTok telling me this is how I should be, and then my friends also believe this as well, so it seemed like the only right path for me at the time.
As more boys like Brian who were lured into the Manosphere come forward, there's a new urgency and understanding of the serious conversations that parents need to be having with their boys today.
As somebody who is literally a father to a young 4-year-old boy, like, I gotta remind myself to be present and have active conversations with my son.
Our parents did not have to have concerns around the internet, social media, and other external influences that were outside of their control.
Well, here to help us understand more about the Manosphere and its effect on boys and young men is Bon Benton, a professor of communication and media at Montclair State University in New Jersey. Bon's research and area of expertise includes social media and online extremism and radicalization. Thank you so much for joining us. I gotta tell you, it just makes me want to burst into tears. When I was reading that script for that, even now, it just makes me so sad for boys. But you feel that this is the moment, this is the time that we are supposed to be having this conversation.
It is.
And you're relieved that this is happening.
I'm relieved that it is happening, and I'm relieved that this series is the vehicle for it. In the online space, the easiest thing in the world for us to do is to turn the people we don't like into enemies. We do it all the time, right? Like every day.
Since the day humans started walking, somebody else was the problem.
Yeah.
Not them, right.
And the internet sucks you into that. What I loved about the series is that we had this young boy who was real. He was not a monster. He was made a monster by some horrible circumstances. And I think confronting the fact that the internet can take bad people and make them worse, but it can also take good people and make them bad.
You know, it's interesting because the Times in London says Adolescence is a show every parent should watch. And we see this character, to your point, it starts out with him accused of this crime, and then you start to reveal more about his background. A couple of things, the Manosphere, help us understand how it has infiltrated in this secret way, as easy as it seemingly has.
It is so simple. The social media is based on one thing. I kind of call it the potato chip theory. Everybody here eats potato chips, right? Yeah.
Don't get me to confess to my bad eating habits. But we all eat potato chips, okay.
I bet you all, sometimes you don't stop.
Yes.
And they say, you know, take a small bowl, don't get the bag. You get the bag, right?
Yeah.
Right? Like, that impulse is what social media is based on. Is you get a little bit of content, I need to make you want more. What is the easiest way to make people want more? Give them negative feelings.
And is that a fact? Is that based in our wiring, that
Yes.
the negative stands out more than the positive?
It does.
So you have a young, impressionable boy, and he starts scrolling. At first, it seems okay, and then something says, the reason why your heart is broken is because girls are trash.
Exactly. That is exactly.
And that's
the
how it
journey.
works.
Yeah.
That simple.
It's that simple. And it can take them to even darker, more terrible places. One of our major research projects that I did with an amazing co-author, her name is Daniela Paterka-Benton, also happens to be my wife. She's an amazing professor, but we studied Peyton Gendron, the shooter who shot up a supermarket in Buffalo. He was radicalized and a lot by content that he saw online during COVID. He just kept looking at it and he got more hateful and more hate in his heart, and he wound up doing the most unconscionable evil thing from that. This is very real. It's fiction. Adolescence is a fictional show, but everything about it could be a documentary.
Wow. Bon is staying with us. We're talking about if that is the problem, then what is the solution? Coming up, we'll be right back.